What do you grow aloe vera for? To cut and eat, make drinks, care for your skin, or simply because it's a plant that is very easy to grow, requires little maintenance, and almost every household can grow a pot of it? But there is one thing that very few people notice. Aloe vera is not only useful in the kitchen or inside the house, it is also a plant that fits very well into the garden in a way that most people have never taken advantage of. When gardening, we are often used to this pattern. Whenever a plant has a problem, we buy something to fix it. If the plant is weak, we add one product. If the soil is not good, we add another. If there are pests, we buy a spray. Each item is not very expensive, but they add up very quickly. Just a few small things can easily become $30 to $50 per season, or even more if the garden has multiple separate issues. Meanwhile, you may already have a very simple, very cheap, and very easy to grow plant sitting in a corner of your yard, yet it is more suitable for your garden than you think. What matters is not that aloe vera can completely replace everything. It's that when used correctly, it can help reduce your dependence on many external inputs that you normally have to buy. The surprising part is not that aloe vera is something magical, but that a plant so familiar in daily use and consumption can become a useful part of how you care for your entire garden. And in this video, I want to show you why a single aloe vera plant can help your garden operate more stably, become more environmentally friendly, and reduce costs more than you might expect. Before talking about aloe vera, you need to understand one very important point. Plants are healthy not just because the soil contains nutrients, but because those nutrients are converted into a form the plant can actually use. Plant roots do not do all of this work alone. Most of the work happens in the soil zone around the roots, where microorganisms, enzymes, and the entire living environment support the breakdown and transformation of nutrients. Simply put, soil is not just a place for roots to anchor. It is a living system working for the plant. When this system functions well, roots become more stable, nutrient uptake becomes more consistent, and the plant grows more balanced. When this system is weak, plants decline more easily, and you have to intervene more often. Therefore, what matters is not just what you add to the soil, but how well the root zone is functioning. And that is exactly why aloe vera is worth paying attention to. Whether a plant is healthy or weak mostly depends on the roots and the environment around the roots. And aloe vera acts exactly at that point. So if aloe vera is not a fertilizer and not a pesticide, you may be wondering how exactly it is helping your garden. The most important point about aloe vera is not that it adds nutrients to the plant, but that it directly affects the activity of the root system. Inside aloe vera gel, there are natural enzymes and amino acids, the basic building blocks of living tissue, along with some mild bioactive compounds that stimulate cell recovery and division in the root zone. Because of this, when used correctly, aloe vera can help roots restart their activity faster, especially when the plant is weak. This effect is most noticeable in three situations: after transplanting, after heat stress or water stress, and during propagation when roots need to develop. Instead of feeding the plant like fertilizer, aloe vera works more like a biological signal that helps roots return to stable function. The method is very simple. Take the gel inside the leaf, blend or crush it. Then mix it with water at a ratio of about 1 part gel to 10 to 20 parts water. If the plant is weak or newly transplanted, you can use a stronger ratio around 1 to 10. For light maintenance, 1 to 15 to 1 to 20 is sufficient. Then apply it directly to the soil around the base, about 100 to 200 milliliters for small plants, or 300 to 500 milliliters for larger plants or garden beds. One very important point: only apply when the soil already has some moisture, slightly damp to the touch, not dry and hard. If the soil is too dry and roots are under water stress, any solution, including aloe vera, will have limited effect. A reasonable frequency is once every 5 to 7 days without overusing it. Aloe vera is not food for the plant. It is more like helping a body recover so it can absorb nutrients better on its own. When roots return to normal function, the plant will absorb nutrients more efficiently from the soil. This is the true foundation of long-term plant health. A very important point that many people overlook is this: healthy soil is not just about the plant itself, but about billions of microorganisms living around the root zone. These microorganisms are the silent workforce that breaks down organic matter produces enzymes and converts nutrients into forms plants can absorb. If they are weak, the soil may still contain organic matter, but plants cannot use it effectively. For microbes to function consistently, two basic conditions are needed: a source of easily decomposable organic material and stable moisture. And aloe vera supports both. Its gel is soft and water-rich, allowing microbes to use it more quickly compared to coarse materials like dry leaves or branches. At the same time, when applied around the base, it helps the soil retain gentle moisture for a short period, preventing sudden drying. The method is simple. Take aloe vera gel, blend or crush it, then dilute it with water at a ratio of about 1:15 to 1:20. There is no need for a strong concentration because the goal is not to fertilize, but to create a light environment for microbial activity. Pour directly around the root zone, about 200 to 300 milliliter for small plants, or 400 to 600 milliliter for larger plants or garden beds. Use it every 5 to 7 days or after regular watering. One very important factor is maintaining soil moisture at around 50 to 70%. A simple test. Take soil from a depth of 5 to 10 centimeters and squeeze it in your hand. If it holds together lightly without dripping water, it is ideal. If it crumbles, it is too dry. If it feels sticky and heavy, it is too wet. When this environment is maintained, microbial activity becomes more stable, and when microbes function well, the soil system runs smoothly. Organic matter breaks down at the right pace, and nutrients are converted consistently for plant use. So, aloe vera does not directly feed the plant, it supports the system behind it, slower but far more sustainable. Even when soil and microbial activity are already improved, there are still times when plants decline quickly simply because of shock from environmental changes. And this is when another role of aloe vera becomes very valuable. A very practical use of aloe vera is that it supports plants during stress periods, meaning times when the plant is not necessarily lacking nutrients, but is weakening due to rapid changes in conditions. This situation is very common in gardens, especially after transplanting, replanting into the ground. Exposure to several days of intense heat, often around 32 to 35 degrees C, or temporary water shortages that cause wilting. At that point, the main issue is not that the plant lacks fertilizer, but that the root system becomes less active, absorbs water more slowly, and causes the entire plant to weaken. Aloe vera solution does not work by forcing rapid growth. Instead, it soothes the root zone during this sensitive period. Simply put, it helps the plant recover its normal functioning rhythm faster, rather than staying wilted for many days. The proper method is to dilute aloe vera gel with water at a ratio of about 1 part gel to 15 to 20 parts water. Then apply it directly to the soil around the base immediately after transplanting or when the plant has just experienced clear stress. If needed, you can repeat once more after 3 to 5 days. The most visible signs are that leaves regain firmness faster, the plant becomes less droopy, and recovery time is shorter. Of course, aloe vera cannot replace water, shade, or good soil, but at the right moment, it acts as a gentle support that helps plants recover from shock more quickly, especially useful for young plants, newly transplanted plants, or those recovering from heat stress. Another function of aloe vera is that it helps reduce insect pressure in a mild way. It is not a pesticide, but it can make leaf surfaces less attractive and help natural solutions adhere more evenly to leaves. When diluted and sprayed onto leaves, aloe vera creates a very light moisture layer on the surface. This layer is not enough to harm insects, but it can slightly alter the leaf surface environment, making some pests like aphids or sap-sucking insects less attracted. At the same time, it helps prevent leaves from drying out too quickly under strong sunlight, which reduces plant stress. And less stressed plants are usually less prone to pest attacks. This effect becomes clearer when you do not use aloe vera alone, but combine it with other natural solutions such as garlic water, mild chili extract, or a very small amount of gentle soap. In that case, aloe vera acts as a carrier, helping the solution stick evenly to the leaves instead of running off quickly. The method is simple. Take aloe vera gel, blend it, and dilute with water at a ratio of 120 to 130. To increase effectiveness, you can add a very small amount of garlic water or mild biological soap. Then lightly spray onto leaves in the early morning or late afternoon, avoiding strong sunlight. A frequency of once every 5 to 7 days is enough to maintain this mild effect. The key point to remember is aloe vera does not solve problems instantly, but when used consistently and correctly, it helps reduce pest pressure over time, especially when combined with a stable and well-functioning growing system. Beyond its main roles, supporting roots, supporting microbes, reducing stress, and lowering insect pressure, aloe vera also has a few lesser-known but useful secondary benefits in the garden. First, aloe vera can help the root zone retain light moisture for a short period because its gel holds water better than plain water. This is especially useful in situations where soil dries out quickly, such as small pots, clay pots, or exposed topsoil under direct sunlight. For example, if you water in the morning, but the soil dries out quickly by noon, a diluted aloe vera solution can help the root zone stay moist a bit longer, reducing sudden dryness. Second, aloe vera can act as a carrier for other biological solutions, such as compost tea, rice water, or mild organic infusions. When a small amount of aloe vera is added, the solution tends to spread and adhere more evenly around the soil and root zone instead of running off too quickly. The main benefit is that it allows the root zone to stay in contact with the solution longer, giving dissolved nutrients and microbes more time to distribute evenly around the base of the plant. This is particularly helpful in fast-drying soils, loose soils, or containers with strong drainage where water usually passes through very quickly. Additionally, if the garden has previously been exposed to strong fertilizers or chemicals, aloe vera can help support a gentler recovery process by making the soil environment less harsh and more suitable for biological activity to return. In some simple cases, you can even apply aloe vera gel directly onto roots before planting to reduce initial transplant shock. These effects are not immediate or dramatic, but over time you will see that aloe vera is not just a minor plant in the corner of the garden, but a small tool that supports many different functions within the entire system. Aloe vera does not create results on its own if the environment does not meet the following conditions. First, stable soil moisture around 50 to 70%. The soil should be evenly moist, not crumbly dry, but not waterlogged either. Second, the soil must not be compacted. Both roots and microbes need oxygen. If the soil is dense, hard, holds water too long, but lacks aeration, aloe vera will struggle to be effective. Third, there should be a surface mulch layer. Mulch helps retain moisture, reduce soil temperature, and stabilize the root environment. Fourth, avoid excessive tilling. Frequent disturbance breaks soil structure and keeps the root zone unstable. Without these conditions, common misunderstandings easily appear. Many people think aloe vera is a fertilizer, but it does not provide strong nutrients like fertilizers do. Some think it eliminates pests, but it only helps reduce pressure slightly. Others think more is better, while using too much can actually create imbalance. And most importantly, this is not something that produces instant results after one use. Aloe vera is only a supporting input, and its value becomes clear only when the root zone system is already stable enough to respond properly. The most important point is that aloe vera does not fully replace fertilizers or pesticides. Its real value lies elsewhere. It helps plants and soil function more stably, which reduces your dependence on those inputs. And this reduction in dependence is the most significant change. Aloe vera not only helps reduce gardening costs, but also offers a simple way to garden more environmentally friendly, less dependent on external products, and more based on the natural biological system itself. If this story changes the way you look at the simple plants in your yard, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the natural wisdom that often goes unnoticed. Let's cultivate a better future together. The next treasure of garden knowledge will be revealed soon.